And now I'm going to share with you a craft I made over the weekend. I made a Christmas tree topper and I made a Polish star out of paper. So this will be a step-by-step tutorial. So if you want to make it, you can. I'll have enough information. And if you just want to watch me make it, that is fine too. So you're just going to need some pieces of paper. You can get book pages. I kind of had some fancy, I used those to print out some certificates. And so it was kind of like an old looking paper that I had bought. You can use construction paper, you could use whatever you want, but the size of the ornament that you want, if you want a small ornament or a large topper, that's the size of the plate that you choose. So I got a salad plate and I cut out 14 circles. And then after you make those circles, you fold them into 4 sections. After you've folded the 4 sections, you want to make a circle in the middle about an inch. I use the top of one of my goat milk baby bottles, but if you're a normal person, you probably would use a quarter. And then you're going to cut the 4 lines that you folded, and then you're going to cut in between each of those 4 lines. And so you'll have 8 pieces of paper that are connected onto that little small circle in the middle that's about an inch. And then you're going to want to get some glue. So I have this adhesive, and it's so much easier than using tape or Elmer's glue. It was so fast and easy. And you're going to want the top right of each little kind of piece of pie out of there. So you're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the top right section on each of the 8 sections. And I will link that little kind of glue tape thing in the description box below in case you want to get one. You'll know exactly the one that I used. So after you're done doing all of the taping where it's the top right, see how I'm holding it with a pencil and then the top right will have the glue part. So you just want to get a pencil and you're just going to want to roll it around the pencil, and then you will squeeze that adhesive glue and you're just going to make a little cone, and you're just going to keep doing it. And the more you do it, the easier it is. Just kind of start at that little corner, roll it up, and then you get a little cone. And I did 14 of them. You can do 10 or 12. You don't have to do, 14. I just wanted this for my tree topper, so I wanted it to be really, really full. After you have made all of your little Christmas stars, then you're going to want to attach them together. So I just got some buttons and some embroidery thread. So the bottom button, you're going to want to thread through the top of the button and then thread it back through again to where you're going to have a little bottom underneath your star, and it's going to be holding all of the Christmas stars together. After you're done threading your button, you're going to want to push your button all the way down to the bottom of the thread, and then you will cut off and leave yourself probably about 12 to 14 inches of string, because you're going to thread all of the Christmas stars through, and then you're going to kind of pull that thread. And you'll see as I go along, basically you're going to have a button at the bottom and then a button at the top. And so after you have your 12 to 14 inches of thread, you're going to take your little Christmas paper stars and you're going to thread them through all the same way. Pull the thread through so that button will be at the very bottom and it will hold it all. I pulled it through too tight and I ripped off one of my stars, so be careful when you're doing that. But you can see what I mean. You've got your first little star through, and then the button is at the bottom holding it. And so you're just going to continue to thread the rest of your stars on top of it. And they all go the same way except for the very last one. That one is going to want to be opposite. So after you get your last one on, and even if you just pull your thread, you can see your Christmas star kind of poofs out a little bit. So you're going to want to put your second button on, and it's the same thing. You're going to want to just put one thread through two different buttonholes, and then after you carefully kind of push all of the stars down so you don't rip any of the paper, you just make a little bow and you squeeze your Christmas star and it puffs out into a nice little round circle and it looks really beautiful. A nice little Polish tradition for the boys, and I had a lot of fun making it. We have Christmas babies coming soon. We have two of our little goats that are due with babies, and I think that will be a nice video for you next week. But for this Friday, I had planned on sharing my favorite Christmas cookies with you, so hopefully my oven part gets here. I may be sharing cookies with you Friday, or it may be something else, but I will see you in a few days, and I hope you have a great week.